lots of competition is going to start them off competing on the ball. Very important for her to get them off to a solid start. She's actually competed on the ball in every meet this entire season. And the last time out, she went 9.9, and she's also scored a perfect 10 this season. So we're underway with Allie Stern. And Oklahoma gets off to a solid start. That was a beautiful Yurchenko 1.5. That is a vault that you'll see repeated over and over and over again. So we'll get the opportunity to really pinpoint and hone in on where the best ones are. And that is a good start. Stuck landing. Up on the vault for Oklahoma is going to be sophomore Catherine Lavasser. So she's a regular season All-American on this event, so it's a really strong event for her. She's also all Big 12 gymnastics team on the vault, and once again, in true fashion, she's actually scored a perfect 10 this season on this event, and she's ranked 8th on the vault. So really strong athletes in those one and two spots for Oklahoma. Approaches another Yurchenko 1.5 and was really going after that landing. So opened up a little bit earlier and had to take a couple steps back in a pretty deep squat. So going to be a big deduction because of the squat and the steps back. And again, we talked about how they have the opportunity to drop a score that may end up being the score that Oklahoma wants to drop. So scores in for Allie Stern, who led them off for Oklahoma, and she went 9.9375. For those faithful gymnastics fans with the scoring, that number may seem a little odd. That is because in this championship format, there are actually 6 judges. So those big scores are a lot harder to come by because they drop the high score, the low score, and then they average the 4 middle scores. So that 9.9375 is a very, very strong score to start with. Catherine Lavasser's score to come up. I'll share that with you all. It's a 9.65. So again, that's not the number that you need in this format. Looking at Jordan Bowers now, just a freshman, ranked #1 in the country on vault. Yurchenko 1.5, and you see why right there. Look at that height, the position in the air, just the slightest hop on the landing, but gets the job done. You really see why she is a true champion on this event. Jordan is actually part of an exclusive club. The 5th freshman in program history to earn a perfect 10 on the ball. So just a freshman, so strong in this event. We're going to hopefully see that for years to come from her. And she was also the Big 12 newcomer of the year. So Stern, 9.9375. One of the 6 judges actually gave her a 10 on the first routine of the night for Oklahoma, so I think that bodes well. Jordan Bowers getting them going back in the right direction. We'll look to see what her score is going to be just with that slight hop. another Yurchenko 1.5. You see, she kind of is really slow in her approach to this vault, very methodical. She gets her arms back quickly, gets a nice block. Doesn't get the best height, but she's got good position in the air. And she was really going. You see her spotting that blind landing with just a step forward. So very clean vault from Danielle. The score is in for Jordan Bowers at 9.875 for her. So those 6 judges out there in the postseason, you really get a true feel of how these athletes score. It's very tough to break that 9.9 marker because you have to have at least 4 judges that get you there. And next up for Oklahoma on the vault, we're going to be getting our first look tonight at Olivia Troutman. She's a senior, and she is a superstar for this team. No stranger to the postseason success. She scored a 10 multiple times. She's been part of this event in her career. And she actually is returning from injury. Did not come back into the vault lineup until March 11th of this year. So glad to have her back as she can contribute big to the scoring game. Huge Yurchenko 1.5 again, 10.0 start value, and just she got the landing, but then did a bit of a stutter step. So again, the landings are definitely the key on vault. These teams don't need to be perfect tonight. They need to be pretty darn close if they want to advance. Again, only the top 2 teams cumulatively will earn a spot in the national final on Saturday. 6th up in the vault lineup for Oklahoma is just a freshman, Danae Fletcher. And she shared the vault title with a teammate, Jordan Bowers, who was ranked number 1 in the country on this event that we saw earlier last time out at NCAA Regionals. So again, another athlete that can put up a big number for Oklahoma. Just waiting for the judges to give her the green light when they are ready to go. There may be some conferencing going on with the judges. So she'll just need to stay calm, stay in the moment, stay focused until they sort it out and give her the green light, or the green flag, I should say. Actually, a change. On the vault here for Oklahoma, so we will not see Danae Fletcher. We're going to see Audrey Davis. So that's who we're looking at right now on the screen. Yurchenko full. They went with a simple 9.95 start value, just a very clean vault, executed well. That hopefully will score higher than Levasseur that went 2nd up in the lineup to give them a solid vault total as they move on in this competition. So good start for Oklahoma. Not quite the stick fest that we're used to seeing from them in the postseason. But they're already gathering and moving forward.
To have you all here with me, we have the University of Oklahoma on uneven bars coming from vault, and this is freshman Danielle Sievers. She solidified this leadoff position early on in the season, and you will see why right here. Very floaty pack salto to the low bar, half pirouette. Gorgeous cast hands and just the dismount here. And that is a stuck landing all day yesterday. University of Oklahoma working on those stuck landings, and it is showing today. What a start for the University of Oklahoma. And they are coming after a massive 49.35 on vault. Uneven bars is without a doubt their best out of all four, and they are absolutely fantastic on all four events, but they are ranked number 1 on uneven bars, actually scoring a 49.825 at the first meet of this season. Every athlete in this lineup has the ability to score a perfect 10. There has not been a perfect 10 this season, but man, are they hungry for it, and they are working for perfection on every single element they do. Led by head coach KJ Kindler in her 16th season. This is a team, a program that has won 4 NCAA championships. They know how to win. These coaches and this staff knows how to win, and this is a massive start. And it looks like you will see 6 judges. And Danielle with a massive 9.9 to start things off. That is athlete number 1 for the University of Oklahoma. You have 6 judges on the panel, so the top score and the lowest score will be dropped, and they will average the 4 remaining scores, which is where that 9.9 came from. And this is Catherine Levasseur. Flies so high on this Tkachev. Great rotation. Wow, that was fantastic. Wow, wow, wow. And that is a new routine for her. That release move at the very beginning, her Tkachev, that is a new release. And what a way. Athlete number 2, Kat Levasseur, that was beautiful. Coming after a 9.9 from Danielle. You will see 6 athletes compete on each apparatus in this team qualification of semifinal number 1. Only 5 scores are going to count. So each team has the ability and will be dropping 1 score, which will be the lowest score. But when you are starting off with a 9.9, and I don't see Kat going much lower than that. She's got a career best of a 9.975. And up next for the Sooners, Olivia Troutman. I feel like I'm repeating myself again, but she is fantastic. This bar lineup for Oklahoma is just, they are in their own realm. It is completely unmatched of the ability they have. And Kat with a huge 9.9375. Little short on that half pirouette. So far, that's really the biggest deduction. Dismount, double layout. Flares her arms out ever so slightly, but gets that stuck landing. Sticks are contagious. Olivia Troutman, senior for this Oklahoma Sooner team. Wow. So far, Oklahoma has 2 9.9 or better. And in rotation 1, we did not see a 9.9 on uneven bars. So this is a big moment. Oklahoma coming into rotation 2, slightly behind the University of Utah. This is a moment for Oklahoma to break away, to really take that jump into the lead. And so far, they are doing just that. I'm seeing a lot of 9.9s on that judges panel. You have 6 judges, so each score will have the highest and the lowest score dropped, and they will average the remaining 4. And up next for the Sooners, Reagan Smith. She has a plethora of achievements even before coming to college as an elite athlete for Texas Streams, and now it has solidified her spot on these Oklahoma Sooner lineups. She's got a big combination coming here right at the beginning. Gorgeous right to her pack. Took that a little close there. Had to reach, but no problem for Reagan. She has the experience, applies it to college, and you get perfection. The slight hop on the landing on that double layout. That was the biggest deduction in my eyes. Now I'm sure the judges will find some other deductions there, but this Oklahoma team doesn't allow the judges to take off because their technique is unmatched. Their technique is textbook. And they have a long line of history, perfect 10s throughout on uneven bars, and that is why they are ranked #1 on this event. And Reagan coming after Olivia with a 9.875. Right now, that is the score to drop. You have Danielle with a 9.9, Catherine with a 9.9375, and Olivia with that 9.875. Just waiting on Reagan Smith's score here. And up next for Oklahoma, this is Jordan Bowers, freshman. And she is coming after what should be a huge score for Reagan Smith. Now I say that and I probably jinxed it. And Reagan with a 9.8625. So they will definitely be counting Olivia's 9.8875. Massive ray. You see the rotation she has on that release, the extension in her shoulders all the way down to her toes. One straight line. Career best here, 9.975, and wow. We call that a college stick. You saw her step to the side and salute. I imagine that will be a deduction, but before that dismount, that was stunning. Absolutely stunning. Jordan Bowers, just a freshman. And you see the top scores for the team. Utah over on vault, 98.9. OU on uneven bars. Now the scores are not all coming at the same time. You will see these 6 athletes compete. 5 scores are counting. So as the scores are coming in, the teams will fluctuate up and down as far as who is in the lead. But right now, Utah sitting with that 98.9. And last up for the Sooners, this is Audrey Davis. She has the technique of a former teammate of mine, Nastia Lukin, and you will see exactly what I mean by that. I mean, the work and the artistry, and dare I say artistry, on uneven bars. She really does have an artistry to her routine. It is elegant but powerful, and she has a huge dismount, new dismount at the end that I know I for one am very excited to see watching her in warm-ups. She did it fabulous. And Jordan Bowers with a 9.9. So Audrey is set up here to hit a big routine. She's got a career high 9.975. Right there, Higgins work, huge release, well above the high bar. Holds those handstands on all her pirouette work, and right here, again, last cast handstand. She's gonna do a Higgins. Big dismount here, double front with a half. Wow. I don't know where the deductions will be, or if there will be any, but that was an exclamation point on this bar lineup for the University of Oklahoma. Absolutely just stunning. They have a 9.9, 9.9375, 9.875, and a 9.8625. Then Jordan with that 9.9. Right now they are looking to drop. They are going to be dropping a 9.8625. And competing as an individual, my pleasure. Jade Carey from Oregon State in the all-around, ranked #1 in the all-around. Has been a true pleasure to watch her all season long as a freshman. So excited for her future in the NCAA. Her elite career was and will continue to be one for the books. She is an absolute tremendous athlete. Has that Olympic experience and then has been having the time of her life in college. And you see it, Audrey Davis with a 9.95.
I am Olivia Karras here to give you the insight of all things balance beam at this championship. And next up on beam is the great Oklahoma Sooners, led off by junior Jenna Dunn from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. She has been lights out this season as the leadoff performer on balance beam. Career and season high of a 9.925, and she has definitely lived up to the hype of being a beam leadoff. Super difficult triple series, 2 back handsprings into a layout step out, no problem at all. Split jump into straddle half as her leap combination. Her required full turn. I like to equate the full turn as the free throw of NCAA gymnastics. Doesn't look difficult, but definitely is tricky. And just the dismount, a gainer full, oh gosh, very low chest position. She was holding on to the landing. Although her feet did not move, her chest going forward is definitely going to be a deduction, and the judges will have to take off for that. Reminder that 6 athletes compete on each event. Top 5 scores count, so if there is a routine that doesn't go the way the gymnast might have wanted or planned, it will be dropped, and the 5 scores will count toward the team title. This is session 1 of NCAA gymnastics. Session 2 is on at 6 Eastern on ESPN2. And you can listen to us on the stream team for all things, all 4 events, to the remainder of today, this evening, and on Saturday for the championship. Next balance beam competitor is Olivia Troutman. She is a senior from Champlin, Minnesota. Already announced that she will be taking her 5th year. Excited to see her again representing the Sooners next season. Olivia has a career high of a 9.95, actually set at the regional final this season. She's been battling some injuries here and there and just now getting back into competition mode. So it's an absolute treat to have her back on balance beam. Scoring update for you, Jenna Dunn, only a 9.7875. The judges definitely took a sizable deduction on her landing there. But Oklahoma is a beam team that can bring it back, that's for sure. Opening skill for Olivia, required full turn. Big test here, back handspring layout, step out series. Rock solid. Cat leap to switch side, beautiful extension in the straddle position in the air. Front toss in pike position, so difficult, and Olivia makes it look extremely easy. And just the dismount left for Olivia Troutman. Round off 1.5 twist to a stuck landing. She did salute a little quickly up on her toes, so the judges may take a very slight lack of control deduction, but really nicely done in that routine. Definitely a score they're going to want to count after Jenna Dunn's sub 9.8 routine. Time to talk about a breakout athlete this season. Catherine Levasseur, the sophomore from San Antonio, Texas, has really come into her own this season. She broke into the beam lineup about halfway through the year and notched a 9.975, near perfect routine, and has been so solid for the Sooners on this event and across the board this entire season. KJ Kindler, the legendary Oklahoma head coach, giving her some last-minute words of wisdom, walking her through that balance beam routine. KJ is known for her impeccable coaching on balance beam and floor exercise, such unique choreography that matches the athletes perfectly. And Kat is ready to go for her balance beam routine at the NCAA Championships. Scoring update, a 9.9125 for Olivia Troutman. That is exactly what Oklahoma was looking for. Series here, a back handspring layout, step out, beautiful control. Knew exactly where she was putting her feet, very tight in her body position. Switch leap to straddle quarter, very nice extension there. Her single acro element, a front aerial to a beat jump, very well done. Showing off some flexibility there, very nice. Kat looks so calm up on balance beam. So difficult to be mentally prepared to do so. And just the dismount here, back handspring to a massive gainer fall to a stuck landing. That was one of the best routines I've seen Kat Levasseur do. And the Oklahoma fans in the arena are going crazy. They know that's exactly what Oklahoma needed to keep the momentum going. Big hugs for Kat from the entire team. Next competitor on balance beam is Audrey Davis. She is a sophomore from Frisco, Texas. Very talented athlete who came onto the scene last year as a freshman and absolutely rocked her freshman season, is only getting better this year. Talk about how consistent Audrey Davis has been. She has not scored below a 9.825 all season and has a career and season high of a 9.95. Gorgeous mount sequence from Audrey, showcasing such unique talent and beautiful flexibility. Score is in for Kat Levasseur, a 9.9, so back-to-back 9.9s for the Sooners on balance beam. Gearing up for her series, a back handspring, layout, step out. Gorgeous control. Cat leap into a textbook perfect front aerial. Difficult jump combination here, a beat jump into a split ring. Same jump combination we saw from Lexi Gramler earlier in this competition. So far, so good. Just the dismount here. It's a round off double twist, very difficult. Oh, slightest hop backward, but such a great job by the sophomore Audrey Davis. Beautiful work on balance beam this entire season. And welcome back to Ashley Miles-Greig. Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back. Is Oklahoma tearing it up over here on beam like they always do?
You guessed it. Little bit of a shaky start from Jenna Dunn. Beautiful routine on the balance beam and landed her dismount and just threw her chest down a little too much. Sub 9.8 routine, but since then, Troutman, Levasseur, and Davis have been lights out.
Awesome.
Did you expect anything else?
I really didn't. They are so good on this event. And just as a team, their energy is just like, I got this. You know, they're so aggressive. They get out there and they get after it.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite things about their balance beam work is it's very unique. The choreography is unique. A lot of the skills they do are just different from what we see normally. Connections are different. So it's nice to have something new to watch.
Yes. And especially, I think, plays well into the scoring aspect of it.
Absolutely.
To not have just the same kind of feel throughout the entire lineup.
Totally. So the next balance beam competitor is fifth-year senior Carly Woodard. She is from Overland Park, Kansas. And talk about someone truly coming into their own in their final season. She notched her first ever perfect 10 on balance beam this season. Scored a 9.95 at the regional final, and this routine is a total treat.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. There's a little false salute there. It looks like the judges may have said, "No, we're not ready yet. Wait a second."
So a 9.8625 for Audrey Davis. Very well done. And finally, Carly Woodard received the green light to go ahead.
I really like the way that she mounts the beam. It's very unique and different, kind of like what you talked about. And as a fifth-year senior, just all that experience, you cannot be thankful enough to have that in this type of position.
Absolutely. You want someone who knows this environment like the back of their hand, and that's exactly what Carly Woodard knows.
Kind of unbelievable. Her career is so storied that it took her fifth year to get that perfect 10 on this event. Very difficult flight serials, side aerial, back handspring, step out.
A much more popular series, I feel, this year than in the past.
Agreed. You see that so much, and I find it's difficult to stay square. But they do it.
And they do it well.
Good position on those leaps.
Beautiful. So far, Ashley, I've seen nothing wrong with this routine.
I'm going to have to agree with you there.
Just the dismount left, but Carly Woodard has really put on a show here on balance beam, and look at that.
Got the landing.
My goodness.
Okay, she's pumped.
She is hyped up. She should be. I mean, that was fantastic. Big hug from KJ Kindler. KJ knows they needed that big time.
Yeah, Oklahoma doing what they do best, pulled ahead at the halfway point coming into this rotation, and they tend to be one of those teams that kind of puts their foot on the gas and then they don't let up.
Totally. They're the type of team that when the brake comes off, it is all gas, no brakes, and they can really contain that energy and that focus as well, which is extremely impressive. So your final balance beam performer is Reagan Smith, the junior from Louisville, Texas. A very storied elite career, so many of you are probably familiar with all of her accolades, but she has been the rock of this Oklahoma team, specifically on balance beam. Career high, season high, perfect 10, regional final, received a 9.975.
And she's like textbook beamer. Definition of a beamer, Reagan Smith.
Totally textbook beamer. We should get shirts made.
I think that's a good idea.
See KJ Kindler walking her through this routine as Carly Woodard's score comes in. It's a 9.9125.
That's big.
Big time, what they needed.
2 9.9s in the same rotation. That's great.
Reagan Smith gearing up for her beam routine.
And she's another beam worker that she really gets after it out there. She's very aggressive, lots of different beam styles. Some people are fluid and smooth, but she's, attacks every single movement.
She does, and I think that's what makes her such a powerful beam worker. She's up on the balance beam. She doesn't hold back, but she's very calm as well.
That handspring layout, flawless.
Beautiful.
I think they engineered that clap into the choreography, so she's clapping for herself after that series.
She should, that's for sure.
Nice front aerial.
Really unique series here.
Wow.
Oh, so beautiful. Straddle half into a splashdown. Both skills individually are so hard.
I love
and then
the
she
splash
does it
down.
together, splashdown.
There you go. That's the new term for me for
The
it.
new
Splash
term,
down.
splash
It's not a
down?
backhand spring swing down. It's a splash down.
Yeah, I don't know if I just created something or said it wrong,
I think
but it's
you
a splash
did.
down.
I love it. I love it.
Just the dismount. My goodness.
There you go.
That is definitely a routine that is going to vie for the balance beam title. That's for sure.
I agree. We might have seen the new top score tonight.
Absolutely. My gosh, that was good.
Or I should say that may carry over into the tonight's session because we've got one more later.
Yes, we do. Lots of gymnastics on ESPN today, so make sure you are sticking around and following the stream team for all things each individual event, and of course catching the full broadcast on ESPN too. So Oklahoma's done on beam. So Oklahoma is done. They're in the lead in this competition with a 148.3, and that's without Reagan Smith's score. So they are definitely going to take the lead, more so than they already are as we wait for Reagan Smith's score. But let's talk about Jade Carey. I don't know how many words we have, how much time we have.
Phenomenal freshman, Olympic champion, flawless. Gymnastics has transferred amazingly to college.
Jade Carey is a freshman from Phoenix, Arizona, competes for Oregon State University. Of course, as Ashley said, you know her as the reigning gold medalist on floor exercise from this past Olympics, but floor's not only her jam. She can do it all, and she's here competing as an individual in the all-around. Specifically on balance beam, she has a career high of a 9.975, near perfect on this event.
And in second place. They are just .137 hot 5 ahead of Alabama. Utah will be on the beam. They are number 1 in the country there. Alabama will be on the vault. Meanwhile, Minnesota in the 4th spot. They are on the uneven bars where they rank 7th in the country. But we are going to focus on Oklahoma, trying to close this out. It feels like they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be good, stay on their feet, and they will be in the finals. Belle Johnson opens things up, sophomore out of Norman, Oklahoma. Actually, Bart Connors School of Gymnastics. Bart and Kathy Johnson-Clark on the main coverage for this NCAA championships. Big double back, beautiful. Sometimes in gymnastics, it's not always the easiest to play to not make mistakes, and you got to hope the mindset of Oklahoma right now is to go in there and continue to hit home runs. If you got to win it going away, do it, but don't let your foot off the gas, because things can turn in this sport in a heartbeat. But so far, 1 for 1. They need 5 hits, and Oklahoma will be in the finals. They got 1. I'm not alone in this stream coverage. Got some great analysts to my left. Bridget Sloan is on uneven bars. Olivia Karras on balance beam. Ashley Miles-Grieg is on the vault. It has been a fun competition. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to Sooner fans for joining us here on the floor exercise, assuming this is where the Sooner fans will go to watch their team. KJ Kindler, 16th season as the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. We've been dropping some interesting facts about head coaches throughout this competition. We'll give you one that you might not know about KJ here in a little bit. As you see, Tom Haley, member of the coaching staff, also in his 16th year. KJ's husband, Lou, also a member of this staff, also in his 16th year. This team of coaches, one of the most consistent and really successful teams that have been together over a long period of time in all of women's collegiate gymnastics. They won 4 national titles since they've gotten to Oklahoma. Lost a heartbreaker last year to the Michigan Wolverines, came right down to that last routine. Senior Carly Woodard out of Overland Park, Kansas. Senior, the second gymnast to go. Carly comes out of fusion gymnastics. owned by Mike Heredia, a former Oklahoma gymnast, and Jackie Flannery, as when she was at Oklahoma as well, was a gymnast there. Hopefully they're watching now. Elle Johnson with a 9-9 opening score. We have not seen an opening score in the 9-9s on floor exercise yet today. Big start for them. Beautiful floor routine. Every part of that routine, the leaps, the dance, done at a high level. And you can't see her on your screen, but KJ Kindler walking around the podium there with a big smile on her face. 2 down, really 3 more to go for Oklahoma. 3 hits is what they need. 4 gymnasts yet to go, but they need, of those 4, they need to get 3 good routines. And they will see you Saturday afternoon. Don't forget to come back and join us Saturday for the NCAA Finals. Live coverage on ABC. Well, the stream team will be back at work as well, so you get a chance to put it on the big screen, put ABC, Bart and Kathy, pull up your laptop, and we will give you the best coverage in the sport of gymnastics. Danae Fletcher will be next to go, freshman out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Has a high this season on floor exercise of a 9.975. Elsewhere in the gym, we talked about that Utah-Alabama matchup. Vault for Alabama has not been great. 3 scores in the 9.7s. But let's get focused here on floor exercise with Danae Fletcher. Very tough opening sequence, whip back to double back. Harvey Woodard 9.8875. Steady as she goes for the Sooners. Two and a half to finish. Another great one. Business is good and business as usual for Oklahoma. They honestly, since I watched them throughout the season, watching them here and how they approach this competition, and certainly here on floor exercise, they are laser focused. There's no extras. Dee Dee Bro, the coach from LSU Tigers, put it well. There's no clutter. There's no distractions. There's no, the highs and lows, they're level, and they just keep taking bites. And it's the next gymnast to go. It's the next gymnast to go. They're them, and it's really it's amazing to watch. KJ and her staff have done an outstanding job. You know, they actually had a motivational call with Baker Mayfield, a great quarterback from Oklahoma, and now the NFL quarterback. Had a FaceTime call with him, and his message to the Oklahoma Sooners was, be you. And that is exactly what Oklahoma has done today. If you've watched them during the season, you know, there's not a lot of extra stuff. There's not a lot of distractions. There's not a lot of dancing and singing and goofing around, but they're having a good time because they're focused on their gymnastics and they're being them. They went to Oklahoma for this reason. The personality of the program fit them, and you can see it coming through here at the NCAA Championship. Danielle Sievers, the fourth gymnast for Oklahoma. Renee Fletcher, a 9.9375. Freshman from Gary, South Dakota in All-American Gymnastics, Danielle Sievers, fourth gymnast for Oklahoma. Getting it done. Just Jordan Bowers, the star freshman, and Reagan Smith yet to go for Oklahoma, both ranked in the top 20 in the nation on this event. Different format here at these NCAA championships. There's a day off, so tomorrow the athletes will be able to rest, and then the finals will take place on Saturday. Talking to some of the coaches here, they're like, you go all out day one. This isn't a situation where, hey, maybe we need to pull back a little bit, maybe we need to rest an athlete, hope we get through the first day and be ready to win it the second day. You can put all your horses in there, do all your gymnastics. You have that day now, especially with this early session. They're done. Got the rest of the day today, all day Friday, to get fresh and be ready to go after that title on Saturday. Freshman out of Lincoln, Nebraska, Jordan Bowers. What an addition she has been to this team. Has done all around quite a few times early in the season, but then stepped off of the balance beam lineup largely because of how good the whole team is on that event. But only the fifth freshman in Oklahoma history to get a 10 when she got a 10 on vault. It would be one to watch, not just here at these championships, but in the years to come. Huge double pike. Cannot be done better than that. Cannot be landed better than that. Danielle Sievers' score of a 9.9375. Getting close to that line there. They can afford a couple out of bounds. Beautiful. That should do it for the Oklahoma Sooners. They will be in the team finals with that Jordan Bowers Florentine right there. The score is certainly going to be high enough to get it done and secure that with one gymnast yet to go, Reagan Smith. It was also outstanding, just putting that exclamation, the frosting on the cake for the Oklahoma Sooners. Alabama has completed their vault rotation. They got 3 scores in the 9.7s, 2 in the 9.8s, only 1 score over a 9.9 for the Crimson Tide. Ironically, that was Luisa Blanco, who had that ankle injury at the SEC Championships a month ago. Minnesota on bars. They are waiting for their last gymnast to go, Lexi Ramler. Obviously, Oklahoma here on floor has 1 gymnast to go, Reagan Smith. And Utah on beam. Just 1 gymnast to go, but it does look like Utah will hold off the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide made a run on their floor rotation, but just can't keep that momentum going on vault. It looks to be that Utah will be the number 2 team. I'm not going to say that with certainty at this point, but it certainly looks that way based on the scores thus far. But here we go. Reagan Smith, the junior from Louisville, Texas, and Texas Dreams, coached by the great world champion Kim Zemeskel. 12 in the country here, and she tumbled big as well. Jordan Bowers, 9.9625. Becomes the leader on the floor exercise, moves ahead of Minnesotans Maya Hooten, who had a 9.95, puts herself in position to maybe win an NCAA title on floor exercise. Both ankles taped for Reagan Smith. She's battled ankle injuries certainly through the last few years of her career. As an elite, was the national champion, was going to the World Championships in 2017 as the favorite to win it. And she got a bad ankle injury in the warm-ups, had to pull out of that competition. Heartbreaker for her, but this probably the best season of her collegiate career. Number 1 in the country on balance beam, and a great leader and a great scorer on 3 events for Oklahoma, and finishes things off here for the Sooners. The Oklahoma Sooners, rather, they will see you on Saturday, and I have just been told that the Utah Utes will be the number 2 team out of this session and will qualify with a chance to win a national title. Interesting fact about KJ Kindler as we get ready for our last gymnast, things you might not have known. You know, KJ was not going to be a college coach. She graduated with a communications degree, wanted to go into broadcasting, and graduated at the same time as when the Iowa State coach at the time resigned. It was December, it was right before the season. They asked her to step in as the assistant coach, and then the rest is history. She stayed with the program, eventually became the head coach at Iowa State before she moved to Oklahoma, where she won 4 national titles. Just think, if the coach hadn't resigned in December before the season, we might not be talking about KJ Kindler in the world of gymnastics right now. Pretty amazing how things work out, and I think the world of gymnastics is better for it. So waiting for Reagan Smith's score, and you're looking at Jade Carey.
Oklahoma and Utah will advance out of this semifinal number 1. By the way, for Minnesota, Lexi Ramler's 9.95 allows Minnesota to surge into 3rd of 4 teams. Alabama 4th here in semifinal number 1. Don't go away. Teams advancing from semifinal number 1. Based on their performances this afternoon, it is the Oklahoma Sooners and the Utah Utes, and Utah is led by Tom Farden as he's with Sam Pescic now.
Thanks, Bart. Tom, congratulations on earning a spot to compete for a national title. What did you think of the competition today?
I felt like the first 2 events that they came out and they were just like on fire. We took a little dip on that bar rotation. I think they got more in the tank for Saturday, and then couldn't be proud of our beam team to lock it up like that. It was a total team effort. Super proud of them.
Going into beam, what was the message to the team after a few mistakes on bars?
The message was on bars. I said, hey, I think we were playing it a little safe, and I think we were trying to be too perfect on bars. You got to let it loose on balance beam, and that's exactly what they did.
So you think your team is ready here? You think they're ready? We're ready! Bart, Kathy, I think they're ready to go. If only it was Saturday already.
Well, 46 times they have competed at the national championships. This is one of the great programs in the history of women's sports, not just gymnastics. It'll be great to see them contend for a title. So here are your brackets. Semifinal 1 is complete. Oklahoma and Utah advance to Saturday's championship round. Later tonight, of course, it'll be Florida, Michigan, Auburn, and Missouri. Of course, Auburn features the Olympic gold medalist in the all-around Suni Lee. Has been a game changer in women's collegiate gymnastics. They'll be tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 to see the final 2 teams that will advance to the championship. A thrilling afternoon here in Fort Worth. We'll come back and wrap this one up from Fort Worth. There is Tom Farden and KJ Kindler. They will go and battle it out at Saturday's championship. The top 2 teams from semifinal 1, only 0.4 of a point separate those 2 of the great programs in the history of college gymnastics. The winner of the all-around in semifinal number 1 is Olympic gold medalist Jade Carey. She's with Sam now.
Yeah, no surprises here. Jade, amazing in the all-around competition. You told me that you like to compete relaxed, but what fired you up about your own performance here today?
I think I started off really strong on vault, so that got me excited and got the momentum going. And then I was really proud of my bar routine. And then since I didn't have my teammates here, it was really nice to be with Oklahoma, and I can't thank them enough for all their love and support today.
Thanks, Jade.
Thank you.
Jade Carey never scored below 39.65 in the all-around all season. That's exactly what she got today. She is essentially the leader in the clubhouse. Remember, semifinal number 2 at 6 p.m. Eastern today will determine the final 2 teams that will advance. Once again, congratulations to Oklahoma and Utah advancing to Saturday's championship. Coming up next, it's The Point. Remember, 6 p.m. Eastern tonight, we'll be back for semifinal 2 of the NCAA Gymnastics Championship. For Kathy Johnson-Clark and Sam Peshek, I'm Bart Connor. So long. It was a great day of gymnastics, and we hope you tune in tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern for semifinal number 2.